Hey, welcome back everybody. Sorry about the long downtime between videos. Life has been a bit busy and I haven't been able to really prioritize sitting down and making these. That being said, I still haven't missed a day playing the tower, so I have kept up with the pace. To be honest, nothing too exciting has happened over the last handful of weeks. I guess the most notable thing would be maxing out my rare cards, and I'm well on the way of heading in the right direction for epics as well. These I don't think I'm gonna really buy these unless they come up as event missions, so I'll probably just end up slowly doing these over time. I bought a few recently to make sure. Bought a few recently to make sure that my nuke mission would be a little bit easier. So I got this up to level 3. That way it clears 45% of enemies on the screen. And what I do for this is I basically go to my highest tier, which I think is 15. I have thorns at 0 and just let them stack up, hit a nuke. Usually while demon mode is activated, I'll hit the nuke. If I also have the demon mode mission, and then I'll just reset. Usually takes, I don't know, 15 to 20 seconds for them to build up. There's actually one of those missions going on right now. I have yet to finish it. I'll probably end up doing this tomorrow morning, just kind of throughout the day. Still have 24 hours on the mission. They've done quite a few updates. I'm not really a fan of this event boost relic update here, because I feel like these, I was already kind of playing the catch up game with past relics and having to purchase them with medals, and I feel like this is just gonna continue that. I kind of see it as a little bit of a cash grab. Basically, if you're not buying these event boosts, then you fall behind on medals. So, which I'm, struggling at this point to get enough medals to keep my cooldowns synced up. But we'll see how that goes over time. Not sure that exactly their plans of if they're going to be re-releasing these relics, but yeah, either way, it's not a great thing for free-to-play players. Anyways, on this front, I believe I pulled these cooldowns down by 1 since I last made a video. I haven't really invested a whole lot into smart missiles or spotlight, other than hitting spotlight angle and quantity. I'm still keeping the cooldowns synced for smart missiles. It's not, by the time, I'm deep into my farming runs, smart missiles are not doing anything just because the damage is so low. But that being said, I have been labbing all of my missile labs. So I've got spotlight missiles going. Let me scroll down to these. Where are they? Yeah, so I've got missile amplifier going, currently 16 out of 25. Spotlight missiles, this has another maybe 10 or 11 days. So missile amplifier, spotlight missiles. There's another one, missile radius. This one I'm taking it straight to 20. So I think the only one that I might pause on is missile amplifier, because I think this is like a month and a half or 2 months left on this. So I'm basically just going to lab that until the other missile labs are finished, and then take a break and go back to some econ and EHP, effective hit points labs. But basically this is where we left off. As you can see, I've done a bunch of these missile labs, but prior to that I was actually doing a bunch of damage labs. So I did damage per meter, critical factor, straight damage, got everything to the basically high 30s or low 40s. So super happy with that. Death wave health, I've only got 2 levels of this left, so I figured, what the heck, I'll just throw it on and get rid of it. But it's not really doing much for tournaments. It helps for sure for farming, just increasing my maximum health pool. But for tournaments, I'm not getting anywhere close to basically this health modifier. I was hoping to see a bit more tournament performance, like better tournament performance from all these smart missile labs. I think I need to invest some stones into my smart missiles before I actually see much, especially, damage. Because, yeah, as you can see, I did have 1 week where I dipped down, but I've been consistently getting, high 300s, if not low 500s. So it kind of varies based on the heat up modifiers. But I am, consistently staying in Champion League for the last, couple months, I guess. So I think I'm trying to decide what to do with my stones right now. I'm considering throwing a little bit into Spotlight bonus and Smart Missile damage and quantity. But it might just make more sense for the long run to throw them all into cooldown, and just keep pushing that down, see if I can get it down to, the 100 seconds. That's the end goal, and might as well just start chipping away at it. Yeah, it's kind of a chicken or the egg thing. Like, do you want tournament performance, or do you want coins now? So it's kind of a hard decision. Just kind of have to pick a path and head down it. Modules, not much has changed here. I've got a few, I'm not sure if I had these in the last video, but I've got a few Mythic Plus modules now, which has been really helping. Mythic Plus chip, and I actually got a Mythic Plus Multiverse Nexus. I'm not using this, but I guess I think once it hits Ancestral, then it's worth using. There's some strategies where you take your black hole cooldown all the way down, max it out, so that it's half of the sync. And then once you do that, you can kind of play around with Golden Bot cooldown. That's something I've been looking into, just to make sure I don't upgrade my Golden Bot cooldown lab too much, because I've got it down to lab level 21, so there's only 5 left to go, and there's a point of no return with this. Like, if you were to max it out all the way, then you kind of, they call it a foot gun, you shoot yourself in the foot, and you can't correctly get your sync lined up in the end game. So just trying to plan ahead a little bit for that, make sure I don't screw myself over. Let's go ahead and buy some modules. I never know which one to buy. I don't know if I've actually looked at this one yet. Landmines, fired at bosses, the inner tower range. I'm gonna just ignore that. I'm gonna just pull some standards. See what we can get out of here. Seems like no luck yet. Need to merge some of these. Surprising, because I made quite a few Mythic Plus. Yeah, I really have all these maxed out. Let's just go ahead and do this. I'll be pulling enough. Yeah, I do not want to merge too many, though. Definitely not the epics. Let's merge those. It's interesting that it doesn't give you all of them. So it's like you have to kind of keep refreshing. But that should have cleared up enough to purchase a bunch more. Ooh, here we go. IntiQ Pirtle. Do I have enough to make that? Let's see. What am I using? Space Displacer. Here it is. So I have a legendary IntiQ Portal. What did I need to make that? Okay, so I'll need 2 more to get a legendary plus and then continue it on. So just got 1 for now. Let's see if I can get another one. Wormhole Director. I think that's my first Wormhole Director, if I'm not mistaken. I was mistaken, but I can still upgrade it to legendary, I believe. So that's pretty cool. Keep rolling. Space Displacer. This I really only use for missions. Had a bunch of gems saved up. Ooh, oh my goodness, 3 in a row. So we've got a Pulsar Harvester, Black Hole Digester. Actually, I think this might be my first Black Hole Digester. And a Galaxy Compressor. I want to say this is my first Galaxy Compressor too. Let me see. Sort these. Yeah, only one Galaxy Compressor. So that was my first one of those. Pulsar Harvester, I've got it, legendary. So looks like I've got a few Black Hole Digesters now. This is great. I should be able to start merging some of those up. Get some new legendaries. That's pretty exciting. Let's see if we can get anything else. Another Black Hole Digester. This is great. I think these are, this will probably be the move for my overnights. I think if I upgrade this, end up getting this up to Mythic Plus, this will be my new overnight module. I'll have to do some testing to see if the free upgrades, bring in more coins for those runs. Let's do a couple more individuals. Merge a little bit. And there was an obtain modules event mission, so I'll see if I was able to complete that with this amount of pulls. Let's buy a couple more singles. Last one. Nope. Okay, well, I say that was a successful haul. I'll have to, go through these and merge what I can. I like to do this off screen because I go through and look at this list every single time I merge to make sure I'm not messing anything up. So I will update you guys on that for next video. But super happy with that. And I was able to get all of my module missions there. That's sweet. So only 2 left. I will do these tomorrow for sure, just because these metals are going to be a hot commodity. What's left to talk about? As far as workshop, not much progress here. I put a little bit more into damage just to see if I could get anything out of it. Maybe I'll put in another, maybe a couple hundred. So bring that up to 5,500. See if that helps in the next tournament. Health, these I max so quickly that it doesn't even make a difference. Yeah, everything else is still devoed pretty low. I did put quite a few levels into level skips. So I've got these each up to 200 now. I thought throwing some of these into enemy health level skip, this was very low. I had my enemy attack level skip up pretty high. But I figured if I'm trying to work on tournament progress, then enemy health level skip rather would help out quite a bit there. So enhancements, this is what we're looking at. Put a fair amount into damage. I can definitely take this further. Here's defensive and utility. Let's see what else is left. Lifetime coins. Sitting right at 277. So this is, I mean, it's crazy. Every time I look at this, I'm surprised at where I'm at. It's just, slow and steady, rolling in the coins day to day. I think some of my runs, I've been checking that calculator. I'm getting close to 500 billion per hour, which is crazy. So still running tier 10. As you can see, I'm pulling in 3.5 trillion from each of those runs. And then my overnight runs, depending on what time I start it, if I'd started really late at night, like tonight, I'll usually do a tier 8, so it'll finish right in the morning, and I'll start up my regular tier 10 run. But if my tier 10 runs during the day and ends fairly early, then I'll even do like a tier 6, sometimes even a tier 5, if I happen to miss my tier 10 run in the morning. And you can see that they still do pretty well. It basically takes twice the amount of time, and I get an equivalent return. So less effective, but for doing an overnight run, it makes sense because I can't actually really play. So speaking of that, I've been toying with the idea of just going to full blender. I know you take a huge hit in coin income, but I'm kind of just curious how big that would be with my current strategy, because I'm really only able to do, one tier 10 run during the day, and then a tier 7, usually a tier 7 overnight. So I'd be curious if maybe I'd be able to do, if I was doing full blender, maybe I could do 2 tier 10 runs or 2 tier 9 runs and have them each last 12 hours. And at that point, it would require little to no interaction with the game. I could just have my perk set to auto. I might play with that and see how it does for a week, just comparing it with Devo. I know a lot of people in the Discord say that it's not worth it to ever go back to Blender once you've devoed, but for testing purposes, I might just see how big the difference actually is. What else is there? Went through labs. Yeah, I think that's about it. Again, sorry for the long span between videos. Just stuff comes up, and making these drops in priority a little bit, but I assure you I'm still playing, still chugging along. If you want to spot in the guild, we got a spot open right now. Check the ID in the top right here. Go ahead and put in a join request. I'll get you in quick. The last 3 reset periods, we've hit 750, so we're consistently pulling in all those, so that's pretty good. I'm going through and buying all the cosmetics first. I'll buy this Guardian skin next, and then I'll probably grab this Guardian chip. And then I'm not really sure yet what the meta is for upgrading Guardians. I assume Ally will be better, for me at least, just because of my kind of health based build. Attack will probably late game be a bit better, but we'll have to kind of see how these shape out. I've heard that they're just super bad for now, but people are guessing that after a year of investing in them that they should be pretty darn good. So we'll see how those shake out. But yeah, so that'll do it for this week. Thanks for tuning in, those of you who are still here. And yeah, see you next time. Later.